Hey, what's up guys? This is Zash, and this is my Beduw Control Deck. Seen a couple of different variants out there. You can make Beduw with a lot of HB, you can do Beduw Poison Mochi and do more damage. But my take on Beduw is Beduw and Froslass. I think it's also been experimented with, but this is my build and this is how I play it. So yeah, let's get into it. For the Pokemon, we have 4 Beduws, obviously. He is our star. During your opponent's next turn, they can't play any item cards from their hand. Doesn't cost anything, free retreat, does 10 damage. Insanely annoying. We have 1 Ditto, can be removed, but just gives us better odds to have Beduw in the active, as we have other basic Pokemon that can share the startup active spot when we play the game. We then have 4 Snowrunts. This deck will also work past post rotation. Obviously not this Snorunt, but you can just run the other Snorunt. It doesn't matter. I would recommend running this Snorunt ×4. It's just I have the other one available to me. We then run 4 Froslass. Froslass during your Pokemon's checkup. Put 1 damage counter on any Pokemon that has ability, both yours and your opponent's. This does stack, so if you have 4 Froslass, you're doing 40 damage each turn, their turn and our turn. So while Beduw is controlling the active spot and they can't do much, if they have any ability Pokemon down, they are taking extra damage. And then our last Pokemon is Uxie. Put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. This is kind of this can be maybe our win condition or finishing off opponents. I typically use this card last. I try playing around with Munkidori because obviously Froslass will put damage on Munkidori, and what Munkidori does, if it has a dark energy attached to it, we can move up to 3 damage counters to the enemy Pokemon. This does kind of work. But I feel like Uxie or Uxie, I don't know how to say its name, is a little bit better for a couple of reasons. One, Uxie is a 70 HP, it can be searched out the same way as the rest of our Pokemon, or the rest of our basic Pokemon can be with Buddy Poffin. And 20 damage across everything seems a lot better than just Munkidori putting 3 damage counters on one Pokemon. The reason I started with Munkidori was in case there wasn't many opposing ability Pokemon, so therefore we could control a bit of damage, but I think Uxie is a bit better, and the way this sort of deck runs anyway, it's you're going to win if you're against opposing Pokemon with abilities, which most of the meta is, but I guess there's a few decks out there that would stunt this. But yeah. So that's a Pokemon matchup, and this is what I've got for now. Maybe I'll make new iterations later. But yeah, now we'll move on to the trainers. So typically, we're quite slow to knocking out enemy Pokemon. So Counter Catcher 4 is a must. Yeah, we can control what's in the active spot, stop stuff from knocking us out, etc. On the Beduws, we're going to run 4 Handheld Fans. So every time they knock out or attack a Beduw, we can move energy away, so we're controlling the energy. For our opponent, obviously they have no means of using item cards. It's a very slow game. If they're having to attach energy from the hand, which they are 95% of the time, this is super good. We can put energy on something really irrelevant like a Rotom Lemillion, or just Squawkabilly, something that's not going to really do much, and just mess with them there. This doubled up with 4 Crushing Hammers is just insane. Yeah, like you're just controlling their energy. They can't attack much, they can't do much, and counter catches. It's honestly really nasty, and I've already won against Raging Bolt, Zard quite easily. Let's get into the rest of the cards though. Right now I'm using Unfair Stamp. You can change this for Aroma. What's it called? Is it Aroma? Yeah, let me check the A specs. I'll probably recommend this using Aroma over Unfair Stamp, because it allows you to set up a lot quicker. Hyper Aroma, that's it. Search your deck for up to 3 stage 1 Pokemon, reveal them, basically getting all your Froslasses out. and just starting the damage. I edge over this a little bit, but you can use Unfair Stamp for the time being. That's what I'm doing. For hand disruption, just giving them no chance to sort of, you know, work with anything, do anything. On the off chance we can't get a lot of damage off, our only other option is to sort of deck them out. Chances are we probably won't win, but we could win by decking out, so we definitely need to run at least one Xerosic. Maybe two isn't bad in case one gets prized. They've got a big hand, discard down to 3, and then we can roll into an Iono. They have got, you know, and they have, you know, not a lot left going for them. So we run 4 Ionos for more hand disruptions. Especially this works especially well when we're getting to late game, and you know, maybe they've knocked out a few Biduffs slowly. Hand disruption 2, and then keep attacking with Biduff. They can't really do anything, can they? So really controlling the later the game goes on. I run 2 Night Stretchers. Our Biduffs are going to get knocked out, so we're going to have to recover them. Maybe we need to Ultra Ball something, and we need something back out of our active. We don't need to run Super Rods. I thought about it just in case we don't deck ourselves out, but that's not really our win condition. We're not trying to go for deck out. So unfortunately, if we have that matchup, we're probably going to lose it, but we do have Xerosic as sort of like a measure there. But anyway, Night Stretcher gets our Biduffs back, gets our single energy back, because we are running 2 Psychic Energies, which can be attached to a Froslass if it gets pulled out into the active zone to retreat with, and it also works on Uxie, as its attacking move is just 1 energy. So I think 2 Night Stretchers is good here. I run 1 Pal Pad. If the game goes on ridiculously long, we're going to keep Ionoing. We use Iono a lot. We run 4, so Iono, the less prize cards they have. Well, I'll just read it out. Each player shuffles their hand and puts it to the bottom of the deck. If either player puts any cards on the bottom of their deck this way, each player draws a card for each of the remaining prizes. They are gonna knock us out quicker than we're gonna knock them out. And yeah, it's hand disruption. It's great, and it helps us draw as well. So definitely gonna run at least 1 Pal Pad to keep a few Ionos going, and just keep disrupting them. Just disrupt them, stop them, get items, make them have a weak hand, etc., etc. Really good. Yeah, Pal Pads put either Iono or Xerosic back into our hands to control the hand. They do get, so the thing is, I only run Xerosic instead of just committing to Iono, because they do choose the cards that remain in the hand, and that can give them sort of the win condition, but I do run 1. I do have 2 Nest Balls here for now. This can change. It's just more Pokemon search at the end of the day. Could probably replace it with another supporter, but you know, more search doesn't hurt. We go double Pokégear. Just, there's a lot of times where I've got nothing in my hands, so searching using Pokégear helps us search for another supporter. Maybe gets us an Iono, Xerosic, or Arven into our hands. So I think a couple is needed. Yeah, I think I'm an Handheld Fan. Yeah, if Biduff gets knocked out, we're moving an energy to an irrelevant Pokemon on the bench. So that pairs up well with Arven. Arven gets our setup. Arven gets our fans. Arven can get our Ultra Balls. Can get us Unfair Stamp. It's pretty good. Gets us what we need, basically. So yeah, you can go Ultra Ball into Froslass, or you can go into Buddy Poffin, which we run 4 of. This is our setup. Run 4 of these. Touch deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them on your bench. Everything other than Froslass, every basic Pokemon is 70 HP or less. This is why I choose Uxie in the end over Munkidori. It's a lot more consistent. So yeah, Arven's good. Buddy Puffin's good. It's our setup. Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, search for Pokemon. The only target is Froslass in this case. But again, if you're running Capturing Aroma, you don't need these Ultra Balls. You don't need to rely on Ultra Balls as much, but they're there just in case, you know, if you are running Hyper Aroma, it gets prized, you need another way. And you can as well get Beduw, Snorunt as well, depending on the situation. It's good. We run 2 switches just in case we get anything sort of pulled out into the active, but we also have 2 energy to retreat, so it's not the end of the world. I think 2 switches is nice to have in there. Might get changed. We run 2 Earthen Vessels. It's just so we can search out the energy for Uxie, because obviously can't wait for energy to come to our hand. So if we have at least 2 Earthen Vessels in our deck, we can go Arven Earthen Vessel energy, or if we draw into Earthen Vessel, we can get the energy, or if we draw into the energy, we've got the energy. So it gives us a better probability of getting that attack off. And then I am running Roxanne for now. This will get rotated out. I'd replace this maybe for some sort of supporter draw, because we get a lot of dead hands eventually. Often, maybe Professor's Research, but then we're leaning into decking ourselves out a bit more. There's other options, but just any sort of supporter draw once this rotates out. And as I said before, we have 2 Psychic Energy, and that is the deck. So let's get into some games and see how it goes. Peace. I also forgot to mention Gravity Mountain. We run 1 stadium. It's more of a bounce for jamming tower, as that messes us up. Yes, we can use Lost Vacuum, but after post rotation that has dropped. So I've gone with Gravity Mountain. Can run 1, maybe 2, and it also helps us take out those stage 2 Pokemon quicker, like Zard, Dracopult, and Gardevoir.
Wake up to the sound of thunder, like a whisper in my ear. Are you gonna wait forever? I can see the stars reflecting. Empty tires made of steel. Everything but you is fading. I see your light. Take me away from me. Beyond the stratosphere. I'm burning up. You got me falling free into eternity. When you tear up my horizon. I've been used to breathing darkness. The hunger never disappeared. But the memories have turned to ashes. Oh, still floating, but I won't surrender to the tide inside of me. Drowning in the endless silence, but I'm who I'm meant to be. I see your light. Take me away from me. Beyond the stratosphere. I'm burning up. You got me falling free into eternity. When you tear up my horizon. Feel the gravity pull and it keeps me awake. I would rather be here, lonely in space. I've made up my mind, I just wanna be free. I live my own life in a new galaxy. I wanna be weightless in the silence of the night sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the moment, starting all over. I wanna be free and live my own life in a new galaxy. sky. I wanna free fall into nothing at all. I'm taking the moment, starting all over. I wanna be free and live my own life in a new galaxy.
And as you can see, this is a pretty disgusting deck. You control and lock down most decks. This is Beduw. Thanks for watching. Have fun.